The Body Shop Physical Therapy. I'm Dr. Catherine Price, and I'm going to go over trigger point release of the levator scapulae muscle. The levator scapulae muscle is second to the trapezius muscle for being a culprit for neck pain. So if you have neck pain that's on the side, back side, out to the shoulder, if you're getting neck pain in that area, similar to parts of the trapezius, but that can be part of the levator scapulae trigger point referral. And there's two areas. So I want to go over origin of insertion and how to release the trigger points. So the muscle that we're working on is going to go from this corner of the scapula, so your shoulder blade. If you go up to the very top and you find the corner, that's where it is attached. And it's going to travel up underneath the trapezius muscle. So your upper trap is going to be that muscle that's sticking on top of the shoulder, and it's going to be deep underneath that, where on the attachment point to the corner of the shoulder blade here. So it goes from the corner of the shoulder blade and then travels up. Its fibers are following my fingers into the transverse process of C1, 2, 3, and 4. So to find C1, the cervical vertebrae, the first cervical vertebra, you can just locate the corner of your mandible, your jaw, and come back and towards your neck. So this muscle here is my sternocleidomastoid. That's going to be attached to the mastoid process, but I'm going to stay in that line going behind there. And then you'll feel a bony landmark. And that is, if you press in, that outer portion's your transverse process on the cervical spine, on the neck. And that's going to be the upper portion of the cervical spine, and C1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can then follow that down and then into the corner of that shoulder blade. So to release that, what I'm going to do is take my theracane. The theracane comes in handy a lot. I'm going to go onto the corner of the shoulder blade. So I want to locate that there. Once I locate that, I'm going to come just at that corner and just up, just above. And I'm going to use the opposite hand to press into the corner there. And I want to press down and forward. And then I can take my head and I can look down, and that'll put the muscle in stretch. So I can release that tension as I'm placing the muscle on stretch. I can also side bend away from that area to put the muscle on stretch. And then I'll take the cane and I'm going to follow that line all the way up towards C1, 2, and 3, and about the mid portion, so you can use your fingers to locate it. Then I'll take the cane and I'm going to press into the muscle belly there. And I'm just going to use this hand for support and really try to do any pressure with the opposite hand so that this shoulder stays relaxed. And again, I can look down into the opposite, or I can bend my head to the side. So I can work on the levator scapulae. Again, it goes from the corner of the shoulder blade and travels up to the transverse processes of C1, 2, and 3. And that can be really tender, so you want to gently press in and slowly engage with pressure so that you are allowing your body to adapt. And then it takes 20 seconds for the trigger points to be addressed. You can hold longer and work on that muscle longer. So what are some of the causative factors for having trigger points in the levator scapulae? Well, it elevates the shoulder blade. And what I find in practice is that folks that have a supraspinatus injury, so if you've got a shoulder tear, then it's the shoulder elevation, then it follows the same path as that levator scapulae, and so the levator ends up overworking. And I find folks develop trigger points in their levator scapulae if they have a rotator cuff problem with the supraspinatus. Also, if you spend time side bending to one side, you can develop trigger points, or if you are elevating in a stressful situation. So emotional stress can contribute to the trigger points in the levator scapulae, and then repetitive rotation or side bending to one side can be a culprit to developing trigger points in that muscle. So the levator scapulae, common muscle involved in neck pain, and those are areas that you can address to help alleviate chronic neck pain from the source being the levator scapulae. I hope this is of help. Have a blessed day.